Hello and welcome to Maxim Foods Inside Track. Bit of a chill to the air in June up here in Brisbane. First day of winter there on Monday. Plenty going on in the world. We've got Soccer World Cup to commence on June 11, so I'm sure the entire world is excited about that. Go Australia. Let's have a look to see what's happening in the dairy industry. Starting off with whole milk powder, so yeah, we saw a slight decline of 2% last night on GDT. That was in line with futures expectations. China were a bit subdued on buying last night, so their participation was down. All in all though, demand holding up okay. In terms of the supply side of things, some really good numbers continue out of milk numbers out of New Zealand, so April was another bumper month, and May looking to be, May figures also looking to be quite healthy. So yeah, so good amount of milk, even though it is the end of season, but yeah, good supply and demand just holding up. But yeah, we see a reasonably balanced end of season in supply and demand. We finally saw a negative result on skim last night on the auction. This is the first significant downturn we've seen since December 16th of last year. So yeah, skim has been on a run, a little correction last night of 3%, but all in all, demand's still high. Non-fat out of the US is still breaking records. So yeah, you would think that in the short term, even though we did see a small correction last night, we will see skim firm. Continued volatility on butter fats globally. It has been the hardest to pick over the last 6 months. We have seen some bearish conditions globally. In the US, supply still outstrips demand, so flat pricing there. EU's has been a bit up and down in the last fortnight. There was some signs of recovery, but it looks as though all in all still bearish conditions, especially to this time last year. So if we look over to the Australian New Zealand market, some positive results last night on the GDT, in particular on AMF, so some demand coming back in there when we saw that 5% increase. And on butter, yeah, a good result as well, considering the amount of supply on the global market. That demand for New Zealand butter still remains healthy, and pricing relative to the rest of the world is good value. So yeah, it's a harder one to pick at the moment, any market direction in fats, but you would have to assume that it is still reasonably flat to bearish outlook in the next 3 to 6 months. Moving across to cheese, still a healthy amount of cheese on the export market out of the US. So yeah, supply it continues to be healthy, but demand holding up as well. Not as much so on the domestic side, but global demand for US cheese it remains healthy. So pricing ticking along okay. If you look over in the EU, we've seen a mixed signals over there. Some healthy milk numbers, so milk production very good, and demand holding up okay into that Q3. So yeah, it is a few mixed signs for cheese, but all in all quite stable in both US and EU. If you look over Australia and New Zealand, a similar picture. Pricing holding up okay, demand seems reasonably balanced with supply. Moving across to whey and protein, sweet whey, a similar story continues to be firm as that competition for whey solids. The protein dynamic at the moment, yeah, it's gone to a whole next level. So we've seen most of the processors release Q3 pricing in the last week, or continue to do so in the next week as well. So yeah, pretty astronomical numbers, especially especially on WPC, as that demand just continues to surge. We thought we may have seen some easing in that higher pricing burning demand. It doesn't seem to be the case, especially domestically in the US and the EU. Australia is a bit of a different story. We haven't really seen the bite of those higher prices yet, and still something to watch at the moment. But definitely that US demand just leading the way in protein pricing. So yeah, it's still firm and will continue to be bullish in the next 3 to 6 months. Another interesting thing to note is that June 1 was the opening or the release of the milk price in Australia. So the big processors, opening with their milk price above opening numbers of last season. So it will be an interesting month ahead for processors and farmers, and to see where that milk price settles. And will have a big bearing on product mix, etc. for them for the next season. Well, thanks again for listening to today's Inside Track. Have a great fortnight and look after yourself and one another.